It's showtime. Welcome everybody to tonight's session. Tonight's session. It's going to be very interesting. So enjoy yourself. Let me, as usual, hold some of these things. Hello, Anna, and hello, Karen. Today, Anna is first, followed by Karen. Yo, Theo, what's up? What's up, my people? What's up? Why is this chair making noise like that? Karen, come and oil this chair for me. It's making too much noise. Eh? Hey, again. What the? Okay. So let me just reduce this to this one so you guys can see. Like this. Okay. So yes, tonight's session is going to be fireworks. We have Karen, I'll be waiting. Come and oil the chair for me. It's making too much dede. You can even hear it from the video. It's making train, that kind of thingy. Okay, let me see. Where is my face? Where is my face? Okay, yeah, that's my face. That is my face. Theo, how are you doing? Anna Amponsa, I hope today your network doesn't misbehave. No, let me take this off before you start laughing at me. Okay, so I got my phone back, so we are going to spread the link so other people can join. Let me do that. The picture you're seeing on your screen is the shoot I had with Cassie. Hey, did I say Karen? With Cassie, Amma, the lady we've been talking to. So we had a shoot on Friday. You guys saw it live, right? Some of you, was it Friday or Saturday? No, we had a shoot on Saturday. Yes, Saturday. Some of you were at work. Other people too were, I don't know where you were, but yeah, we had it online. So if you missed it, you can check it out. I'm trying to share the link out to the various groups so we can have people join. Karen Fioko, Fio. Love you, Sensei. Let us think. Let us think. Let us think. And workers. These days, I think MTN has been behaving. I don't know if it's because we are using StreamYard, but so far, so good. No more, all those Nyama stuff. They've all stopped. Select or copy. Okay, so I'm trying to populate the groups, send this message to the various groups. So people can join. Okay, almost there. Karen, what do you see? And yeah, do you see? Okay, so guys, let's get ready to rumble. Yeah, don't mind me, yeah, because I'm just trying to sit on your balls. But the way, do you have balls? No problem. So, guys, welcome to tonight's edition. We'll be having Resh. Most of you know him. If you're a photographer and you're in the photography groups, you will know him. He's a photography lecturer at uh, what's the name of this university? It's at Radford University. Yes, he teaches photography at Radford University. So we'll have him on here shortly. And Cyber. Today we'll be talking to one of the photography lecturers. Yubab. He's I won't mention his name, but he'll be joining us very soon. But in the meantime, Cyber, are you free to join us? Let's do some few discussions before Nanaresh comes in. So let me send, as usual, let me send the link over here so you guys can use it to join. Hold on 1 second. Let me just get to this so I can send the link and you will be able to join via video so we can have some small interaction before Nanaresh joins us. Yeah, hold on, I'm coming. I'm trying to open it so I can paste the link. Oh, Karen, what are people doing to my internet? Good. So, Cyber, I've posted a link. You can use the link to join. So I add you to the video. You can join via the link. Good evening, Gilbert. How are you doing? So that's the link. If you want to join, just send a request and I will accept it. Now let me go send that to Nanaresh. Yeah, Cyber. You can join even if you're naked. You can join like that. Naked you came, naked shall you leave. So you can join even with your nakedness. Okay. All right. We are waiting for Cyber to join and also Nana Resh to also join. They are trying to connect. So let's give them just a few minutes. In the meantime, the picture you see on your screen, we shot it on Saturday. It was a live session. So some of you might have watched the video, or some of us might have been live with us. So if you want to, this was done outside. In fact, let me show you guys like images from the whole thing. Yes. So now we have it on the screen. These are images from that shoot. Let me show you. So this is one. Same thing, two. So this was done right in front of my place. We didn't have to go far, If you live in a good neighborhood, even though we don't have water, you can still do some quick shoots, in your hood without the need to travel. So we took these just in front of my gate. See, as we were shooting, cars were passing and people were passing and they were looking. You know how people stare in Ghana and all that. So they were doing all that whilst passing and things. So see, we got all these images right in front of the gate. See, are they nice or not? Let me know. Karen, what do you think? And then inside the studio, we had these ones. So these ones you saw live, but then these outdoor ones, I couldn't take the phone out because I think I was scared my Wi-Fi's range won't get there, and I didn't have mobile data, so I couldn't risk taking the phone out. Because then I'll be off, and you guys won't be able to see anything. So these are some of the shots we got from the studio. These images are the selected ones, those that we decided to choose. So these are the ones I'm going to retouch. I've started with one using hey Elder Champon, welcome. Yes, Gilbert, that's Cassie. Kingsley, welcome. The baby shooter. Hey, I mean the baby photographer. Welcome everybody, welcome. So these ones are the chosen images, the images I'm going to be retouching. This is one other one. So this is one of my personal favorites. Yes, you're not a baby shooter, you're a baby photographer. Before somebody thinks you shoot and kill babies. You bab. So let me go through one more time. See, this is like my favorite. It's like she's falling, like that whole thing. Oh, as for the thumbs down, it still counts. Yeah, there's a thumbs down. Let me go check. Okay, I'm sure that it's a mistake, or well, it's okay. Thumbs down still counts as an interaction, so it's good. You don't expect everybody to like everything. Okay, so we are still waiting for Cyber and Resh to join us. So once they do, I will just add them to the stream. And Kingsley, wouldn't you want to join us? Wouldn't you want to answer some questions relating to shooting babies? As in baby photography. Kingsley, okay. So you want to see the image instead of me? No problem. Let me just make it full screen. Okay, so Kingsley, can you see now? Mafo Edu, welcome. Today you're early. We just started. So Kingsley, is it big now? Hi, Tani Bello. How are you doing? So this is the stream link. So if you want to join via video, let me know. Yay, Brittany, how are you doing? How was your day? If you want to join via video, just tap on the link and I'll add you to the screen. Yes, Kingsley. This was shot live. So if you want to know how we shot it, the lighting and all that, the video is in my playlist. I'm doing fine, Brittany. I'm doing fine. I've been home all day, Mike, doing chores and then learning and preparing for this evening's session. Okay, so Kingsley, this is it. You know, I used a black backdrop and then 3 lights. Yes, 1 main light, 1 parabolic for fill, and then 1 behind hair to illuminate the hair. That's how come the hair is standing out like that. You know, you can. The focus was mainly on the hair. I wanted to, you know, put focus on the hair because of the color it has. See, so I focused on getting the subject out and the background dark. So I faded the lights as usual, but this time I faded it even much more further. So you can check my playlist, you know, this particular video, how we shot these images. I have it on my playlist, so you can just watch them and see if you want. So you see, this is one of the soft boxes. It's a 80 cm. So this one was just to light her hair, you know, and give her the rim. All right, Kingsley. Thank you. That was just to give her the rim and then, you know, bring her hair out. But the outdoor ones, these ones were natural lights. So I started retouching this using only dodge and burn. I'm doing a video on that, how to retouch using only dodge and burn. See, so these ones are natural lights, no artificial light. I used just the sun. You know, the sun was in the opposite, like the sun was facing, so I made her face the sun. It was setting somewhere around 4:35 p.m. Yeah. So I made her face the sun. By that time, you know, the sun is, you know, we call it the golden hour. So that's what gives her body that golden thingy. So these were natural lights. See, right in front of Kingsley, you know where this is, right? This is right in front of my gate. So all these natural lights, no artificial light. Akable, what's up? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, man. That's my aim, to teach more. You know, the little I know, I want to share it with other people. So we all grow together. Every day I learn something new, and every day I want to share it with people who would want to learn. Hey, how come? Oh, the lights they be you, eh? No problem. So I'm still posting the link if you want to join the stream. Marfo says, hold on, let me use this slide rather. Okay. Abapa, the light the be. Okay, Kingsley, the light the be you, eh? No problem. Marfo says that's a great time for outdoor shooting. Yes, Marfo, if you want to shoot outdoor, there are two periods, you know, either morning when the sun is rising. Okay, Kingsley, you can't join because you are not home yet. No problem. All right, so Marfo, the 2 best times to shoot during the day: morning when the sun is rising, like, you know, we call them the golden hours. Morning when the sun is rising, or late afternoon when the sun is setting. Those 2 periods are the golden hours. So depending on where you're located and when the sun comes out, you know, sometimes by 6 a.m. the sun is fully out. Sometimes by 6 a.m. it's not fully out. So you would have to, it's a, you know, trial and error thing. And that thing doesn't last for more than about 10 minutes, the golden hour. So you need to be prepared as soon as it starts, or you need to, study the pattern in your area or wherever you're shooting for some time. So you get used to that. You get it. Otherwise, if you're going to shoot when the sun is directly up or any other time, then you will need diffusion. You need to diffuse the light and all that, because at that time the sun is harshest. Ibab. Okay, Kingsley says, I wish I could jump, but I'm not home now. Kingsley, where are you? The president said stay at home. Akable Nzimahini from... Oh, okay. Akable, I know you now. I know you. Mark says what? Meaning pictures that are taken aside the golden hours won't stand out. Mark, pictures taken aside the golden hours, you will need extra factors. Either the person will be under a shade, or you need to use a diffuser to diffuse the sun. You get it? For instance, let's take a look at this image. You see, if you look behind her here, the sun was, at that area. See? So see how very bright it is. If I had wanted to tone this down, I would have used a diffuser, or I would have moved her from that part. But if you look at this particular one, see? Take a look at these. The sun was like, she was facing the sun directly as it was setting. And if it's either just like how we have the light, if it's coming from an angle, it's okay. But if it's coming straight from the top, then you need to diffuse it. And at those times, no cloud or something. If it's an overcast day, you can shoot like all day, because the clouds act as diffusers. They block part of the harshness from the sun. So it's like you're using a big softbox. You get it? So like when it's about to rain or that, it's not like the sun is not there. It's still there, but it's covered by clouds. And those clouds, because the rays can still penetrate, you still get a light, but it becomes very soft. You get it? So if it's an overcast day, you can shoot anytime. And even with that, then you will need some kind of pop. So you have to use a flash to make the subject stand out. So Mark, I hope you understand. You can still shoot when the sun is out, like midday or something, but it's not the best if you want your subject to be like directly under the sun. You will need to diffuse it. You have to use a diffuser, that big reflector that has a diffuser in the middle. You have to use it, or you let your person stand in the shade. So you see this one, if I didn't want the highlights on her, I would have asked her to go stand in the shade anywhere here. You get it? So with that, the sun won't hit her directly, but I wanted that golden thing on her. So you see, she's dark, but the sun has made her gold because of the golden hour thingy. You guys get it? If you look at the lights in the studio, you realize that over here, see how dark she is? See? But because I made her face the sun over here, see? She's golden, just like the golden hour. All right, so next one, Kingsley says, with this image, did you expose for the shadows? King, seriously, let me tell you. You see over here, if you look at the details, ISO 250, shutter speed 1/4000. You get it? So that's the highest my camera can go, 1/4000. If I could go higher than the modern ones go up to 1/8000. If I could go that faster, I would have gone that, so that I'll get, the background darker. You get it? And then I shot at f2 on my 85mm 1.8. You see? So with this particular one, I shot in aperture priority. So I set the f-stop and the ISO, and then the camera decided what shutter speed to use. You get it? So with this, I exposed for her face, the brightness, because I knew that in post, I was going to work on the shadows. And then because she was facing the light directly, I had to expose for the brighter parts so that I'll be able to control the highlights. King, you got it. So I exposed for the highlights, which is on her face, not the shadows. Marfo says, thanks. All right, thanks, man. You're welcome. I get it now. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, Mag. Awesome. So this is what iPhone users will brag about. When they say when you need good pictures with iPhone, all you need is the sunlight. You get it? And then you can learn this from the iPhonographers also. They usually shoot. Thanks, man. Thanks, Kingsley. They usually shoot. If you like, I can show you these ones are raw processed. If you want, I can show you the straight out of camera image without raw processing. If you want to see it, just let me know and I'll show it to you. So with the iPhone people, especially the women who like taking pictures with iPhones, they let you face the sun and then crash. So that one, the phone is exposing for the highlights. You get it? So it gets everything well organized for you. Just like in this case. See? Oh, Kingsley, Apple doesn't suck. Apple doesn't suck. With Apple, just get the sun, get sunlight, and then take your iPhone. Charlie, it gives you sweet images. Where is Nana Resh? Let me text him again and see where he is. We are looking for Nana Resh. Hold on, let me get to Nana Resh. Where is Nana Resh? Okay, so Nana Resh says he will be with us shortly. So as we wait for him, yes, if there is any question you want to ask about these, just let me know. We could have still achieved these same effects with artificial lighting. You just take I really wanted to take a softbox out and then do it, but then I greetings, Tia. How are you doing, my brother Tia? How are you doing? Great show you've been hosting. Great show, guys. This is one of the YouTubers who have been helping other YouTubers, and he's an amazing guy. Tia is one amazing guy, selfless Rastaman, Charlie. Big ups, Tia. Big ups to you. Okay, Nana Resh is here. Let's add Nana Resh. Hey,
Hey, Chief Don, how's it?
We are discussing photography here, and Nana Resh here is one of the big men when it comes to photography.
My friend.
So I won't do much of the introduction. I'll leave it to him so he can do the introduction himself. That way I don't get to leave anything out. So Nana Resh, welcome.
Thank you, boss.
Which
introduction again?
First question. Is Nana Resh your real name? Or you have a real name?
Oh yeah. Okay. Richard Asian. All right. So that's the Resh, the R for Richard, ESH for the Asian, and my fancy name is Nananya. So I just use the Nana Resh.
Oh, so it's like your code name.
Yeah. So it's more or less like Nananya, Richard, and Asian.
Okay, so Richard Asian, aka Nana Resh. Okay, so Nana Resh, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Introduce as well. Well, how do I say? I do photography, design, and anything interesting.
Photography,
that.
Design, anything interesting. I see. Anything interesting like selling contraband?
It's not interesting to me. Okay, so anything interesting to me.
Now you are talking. Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you. Okay, so Nana Resh, quick one. I mean, you did not finish your introduction. When people see you in town, what do they say? Hey, Nana Resh, and then that's it. What do you do?
As I said, design, photography, sometimes like teaching and yeah, things like that. When I meet people, it's just, yeah, what's up? What's up? How are things going? Any photos and anything, design anything. Yeah, I
Oh,
wouldn't really know, yeah, but
okay,
basically,
so some people say you are a lecturer. Is that true?
yeah, as I said, I teach. Yes, so
But you said sometimes.
yes, it's okay. Okay, it's more like a lifelong thing. So it's not like a lecturer or teacher. So it's there, and photography is here, and design is, for me, everything is woven into one. So um, I don't see any of them separate for me to take out and talk about. They are the same to me. So I teach.
Okay, so guys, Nanaresh is here. Most of you know him by his encyclopedic typing. Like when you ask a question in the WhatsApp group, Nanaresh should type a whole encyclopedia for you as an answer. So we have him here today. If you have any question for him, please feel free and then drop the questions. I'll project the questions so he can answer them for you once and for all. Nanaresh, we know your choice of gear, both camera, laptop, and all that. Can you tell us briefly what influences you, going that particular way? Okay, so Nanaresh is frozen. Nanaresh, are you there? I think Nanaresh is frozen. Who froze Nanaresh? Sub-Zero. Which Sub-Zero froze Nanaresh? Okay, guys, Nanaresh is frozen, so we'll just wait. Okay, Nanaresh, welcome back. Hello, Resh. Are you here with us? Okay, I think Rush is frozen again. Mark, which of the secrets am I not supposed to? If you guys have questions for Nana Rush, please drop them so that he answers them. It's not easy to come by. So drop your questions. Let him answer them here, right here for you. Nana Rush, I think you're still frozen. Karen, please leave Nana Rush network alone. Okay, so Nana Rush went off. I think his network is misbehaving. So he will be back shortly. So we continue with our discussion. In the meantime, if you have any question, if it's for me, for Nanaresh or photography related, anything that I can be of help, just ask and I will help. So let's go back to our images. Yeah. Okay, Nanaresh is back. Let me add him. Welcome back, Chief.
Yeah, welcome back.
Okay, so are you using your speaker?
There I am.
Yes, it's giving us feedback. I can hear myself anytime I talk. So is it possible you use like a headset or earpiece? Uh-oh. It's frozen again. And Arash is frozen again. Too bad. I think his network is misbehaving. These days my network does well. I don't know, but only you guys can tell if my network has been doing. But since nobody has been complaining yet, it means my network is good. So as we wait for Nanaresh to rejoin us, let me just take you guys through the images. So as I was saying, these images were shot with natural light. And let me zoom in so you see. You can see the steep shadows under her chin over here. And then here, see? So this already should tell you, where the light is coming from. To be good at reading light or to be a good photographer, you should be able to read light, the source of light, the power of light, the kind of light that's hitting the person. So if you look at this image, if you want to know where the light came from, one, you can use okay, Naresh is still not here yet. You can use the eyes, the eyes reflect or they capture the source of light. So if you look in somebody's eyes and you see, you know, those bright spots, that should be able to tell you. And then that should also, in a way, suggest to you the number of lights being used. Now, if you look at this, where your shadows are always opposite your, hold on, let me make it full. Okay, good. I'll take this off. Hello, Chef Lady. How are you doing? Welcome to our session. We are discussing photography. Where are you joining us from and how was your day? So if you look at this, if you want to know where the light is coming from, shadows are always opposite the light source. That's something you should know, that your shadows appear opposite where the light is coming from. There is no way your shadow will appear where the light is coming from. So if you see the shadow on the right, it means the light is coming from the left. If you see your shadow from the left, it means the light is coming from the right. It's as simple as that. Okay, Nanaresh is here. Let's add him again. Welcome back, Nanaresh.
You're welcome. I've changed my browser to Chrome. I hope it doesn't break again this time.
Oh, okay. You are using, I think Chrome is always the best. Anything Google is always the best. Yeah. And also, if you can use your earpiece or headset, because if you use the speaker, we get feedback from you.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you wait for an arrest to settle, as I was explaining that your shadows are always opposite the light source. So if you see the shadow here, the shadows are to her left side, which means the light is coming from the right side. And this looks like the Rembrandt lighting. You know, that kind of lighting that it comes at an angle. Is it 45 degrees? Yes, from the top see, on one side. So it draws, you know, this little shape down here. So this should tell that the sun is coming from this side. If you look at her right cheek here, it's brighter than her left cheek. So the light was coming from somewhere here. See? If you look at it, perfect. And Aresh, are you ready to join us? Nanaresh, are you ready to join us? Good evening, Telly. How are you doing? How was your day? Nanaresh, are you ready to join us? Can you hear me? Nanaresh, we can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. But unless I would have to, let me see. I would have to restart the camera.
No, we can't hear you. Your sound has gone off.
Yeah, it's the configuration for my.
Okay, then you may have, if you're using your earpiece, plug the earpiece, close this, and then reopen it. It will ask you for permission to use your microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, so just plug it, close the session, and then reopen it. Good. Okay, so Nanaresh is still trying to connect. Let's continue with this. So if you want to know where the light is coming from, so if I give you, let's take a look at another one. Let's say, okay, this you can already tell where the light is coming from. Let's take a look at this image. Now, with this particular one, there are no shadows to suggest or anything. So by just looking at this, the exposure, it should tell you that what the light is coming from behind her, from somewhere here, because you can see that this place is brighter and then it dims, you know, there's a fading effect as it goes this way. This part, there's no light coming from here, but then half of her face. So this is something like split lighting, where you get enough light coming from one side of the person's face. So you see one side is bright, the other side is dark. So this is somehow dramatic, not all the way dramatic though. Now, if you look at this, you already know the light is coming from behind her here. See? Like that. Then which other one? Let's take a look at this. Yes. By looking at the shadow from the leaf here, see, she was facing the light. The light was coming straight at her. See? As for the studio ones, it will be the one way you can know is by looking into the person's eyes. So if you look in her eyes, you realize that there is a light source over here, and that's my 120 cm key light because it was facing her. See, you can see it from her eyes. And then if you look to the left here, you see something, because I feathered that particular light, is the parabolic. I feathered it, so it's showing just small here. And as I said, I used 3 lights. One light behind her, and because it's behind her eyes, her eyes couldn't capture. So if you want to know, the light setup, just look in the person's eyes. Let's see if it shows the lights over here. See, so here you see the softbox over here. These are called catch lights. Sometimes, the catch lights add, they add drama or they add interest to your subject's eyes. That's why, we have this modifier. We call it the highlighter. Let me see. Later, I might be able to open a Chrome browser and then show you what it looks like in picture. They have the highlighter, whereby when you use it under there, hey, Viper, welcome. Photography is good, drawing with light. So if you look at the eye, see, just look in her eyeball, you see that the softbox shows in there. Here we see 2. And that is true. Welcome, everybody. If this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe. And if you haven't liked the video yet, go ahead and like. If you're using your phone, just close the chat window, press on the thumbs up, and then tap on chat again. You open the window for you once again. See, so just look in the person's eye. See over here, there's a softbox here which shows in her eye, and then to the corner of her eye here, there is another one showing here, which shows that what we used another light over there. That's the parabolic for feel. You see, it's very, very easy. So this is a 3 light setup. One key light to light her hair because I wanted emphasis on her hair. So I placed a light over there to do that particular job, and then that same light gave the rim effect over here to separate her from the black backdrop. And then there was the key light to light her fully, and then there was a fill light to Laurie Lawson. What's up? How are you doing? So yes, that's what we did, and it's the same here. So here you guys can see, these days I keep forgetting to shoot like behind the scenes, so you guys can see, like, and post a picture of the light setup. I keep forgetting. I will remember to do it next time. Yeah, I'll remember to do it, or somebody should remind me. See, so look at the studio one, and then if Seun was here, when will I be home, Loretta? Hey, that is a criminal question. I don't know when I'll be home and when I'll go. If you have money for me, I can decide. Or if you don't have money for me, I cannot decide. Seun was saying that he uses a light meter. Yes. But the thing is, over here where I am, you just finished stretching. Hey, stretching, saying. Which of the stretching? Is it your DIY studio or what? Or it's a different stretching? Seun was saying that he uses a light meter, but in Ghana here, to get a light meter is almost impossible. Hey, Osikeni Kweku. Osikeni, are you home? If you are home, or if you're at a place where you can join us live, I'm posting the link. So with this, you'll be able to join us via the video. So just tap on the link and you can join us via the video, right? Osikeni, we will see your face and all that, so be advised. Osikeni, I've posted the link. Use it to join so that we can see your face. Telly says, a little headache, but I'm doing well. Telly, I'm doing fine. I am doing fine. Just a bit hungry now. I want concept for my shoots. Which of the shoots? Loretta, is your DIY studio ready? Let me know. If it's ready, so I'll come and do my shoot over there. I'll bring my phone. You have a phone, right? I'll just come and sit there and do my sit-down video. Osikeni, I have sent the link. Use it to join. Hey, exercise. You were stretching. Now you're saying exercise. Yo, I hope it is what the exercise we all know, not the other exercise. By the way, how is Rick doing? Who will know, you or Telly, who knows how Rick is doing by now? The person should answer us. So it pays to know what kind of exposure you're going for. People ask you most of the time, what did you expose for? How did you expose for this image or that kind of thing? One, you should learn to read your histogram. Two, you should know what you're doing. If you know the kind of setup you're doing, don't just start throwing lights left, right, center. No, you should know what you want to achieve and how to achieve it. That's why you need to know about light setups. You get it? So that something like this, if I didn't know how to set up my light, I wouldn't have known how to expose correctly. Because in this case, see, I wanted the background to be black. Even though I used a black background, if you throw lights on, okay, Osikeni, so just tap on the link and you'll be able to join us, okay? If you're using your phone, tap on it. If you're using a laptop, it must have a webcam because it will use your webcam or the camera on your phone. Yeah. So if you throw light on the backdrop takes part of the light. So if it's white and you add light, it becomes whiter. If it's black and you throw light on it, it becomes like gray. You get it? So because I wanted the background to be totally dark, I didn't want to waste time in Photoshop or Capture One working on the background to make it darker. So I exposed for her and then I shifted the lights. She and the light were both a bit far from the backdrop. And then thirdly, I did not throw the lights directly on the backdrop. I feathered the lights. See, so as you can see here, the background is totally dark and then the subject is still lit. You get it? So know your light setups. Know what kind of setup gives what kind of results. Know all those things before you even go in and start shooting. You understand? Don't just say, oh, I need 4 lights. I need 5 lights. I need 6 lights. Oh, your studio is ready. Awesome. Please send me a picture. I'm back on WhatsApp. So send me a picture. Why? Oh, no, don't send me a picture. Send me a video. Give me 360 view of your setup. Let me see. And your DIY lights and all that. I want to see everything in the video. So do a video and send to me. Only me, no other person. So yes, it pays to know the kind of setup you want, what you want to emphasize on. Why do you need a rim light for this? Because the background is black, she's dark, and I want her to stand out. That's why I added a rim light. So it will separate her from the backdrop. You get it? This is something most people don't understand. So you see nice images, but it's like the person is entering the background. It's like she was just copied and pasted on the background. You get it? But if you have separation of the person from the background, then you know that, okay, with that, you'll be able to get a person to stand out, like separate the person from the background. You see, something like this. You see how her hair is popping, even though it was gold. If I hadn't placed one light, if I hadn't dedicated one light to her hair, the gold wouldn't have come out the way it is now. You see? So I think Kingsley has disappeared because I wanted him to let me know if I should, if you would want to see the raw version of this image, like on the one I had it raw processed, but he disappeared. So I'm going to take it that there's no interest in that. Nobody wants to see the raw one. So fine. And also I have a video ready, which I'll be posting tomorrow. It's about, excuse me, it's a behind the scenes video that I did, a shoot I did with Shutter Factory. So the video is ready and I'll be posting it tomorrow. So you guys can go watch it and then learn from it. It's all about light setups. How you can use one light to achieve maximum results. How you can use 2 lights, 3 lights. It doesn't necessarily mean you need 2 or 3 lights to get a good picture. This same picture, I could have used 1 light to get it still well exposed. Just one light and then a reflector can get this same job done. So if you guys want to see what I can do with one light and a reflector, just let me know and I'll do a series on that. Only one light with a reflector. If you want me to do that, if I get more than 5 people saying yes, I will do it. I need just up to 5 people to say yes, and I will do it. A series with just one light and all that. Hey, William Boating. Yes, it's been a while since you won the since you won the airtime. You disappeared. Okay, so Gilbert says yes. Telly says yeah. I have 3 more, and I'll do the series. William, welcome. Yeah, welcome. Hope you've been good. So I have 2 yes. I need 3 more. If you want me to do a series on how to use just one light and a reflector to get awesome pictures, just type yes, and I'll do it. Hey, Elder Champon says yes. Okay, 3, 2 more. Osikeni, you will behave over there. I got a new phone. Yes, I got a new phone. So now everything is back to normal. Gigs are coming now, so been editing. Oh, William, that's it. I beg, make I send you my momo. So say you go momo me some of the money. Now I they bleed. My clients are all saying they are scared of corona, so no gigs. Yeah, let me post the link again. So if somebody wants to join, I don't like it when I'm the only face here. I love it more when other people are here, so people can see other faces. I don't want to be the only face here. William, I beg, make I send him a momo. So say you go drop me some coins. You they get all the gigs. Okay, so William to say I have 4 years. It's left with 1 more yes. If I get 1 more yes, I'll do that series, the one light series. 1 light, 1 reflector. That's all. So a light stand, a soft box. What again? Yes, a flash, and then your camera. 1 light. 1 more yes, and that series is a done deal. But then in the meantime, should I make this announcement now or later? I think I'll make this announcement later. I have an announcement to make, but then I think I'll make it later, not now. For now, my birthday is coming. Okay, let me just drop the cats out of the basket. Because my birthday is Italy, my beard is growing again. I need to go to the barber shop. Okay, Osikeni is here. Let me add him. Osikeni, I don't think you've joined yet. Let me see. Okay, it's connecting. Osikeni is connecting. So yes, my birthday is coming. And hey, Kelly, you want me to? Hey, Osikeni, what's up? Where is your sound? We can't hear you. They give you 2, but we can't hear you. Did you give permission to your microphone?
Yes, good.
Okay, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. So, guys, this young man you see on your screen here, he's gone off. I was going to tell you something strange, something weird about him, but he's gone off. When he comes back, remind me to tell you, yeah? So, okay, now I have it. You guys, it's left with 1 more yes. If I don't get that 1 more yes, I won't do that series. It's a series about one light, how to use one light, both indoor and outdoor, for awesome pictures. So if you want me to do that videos for that series, just type yes. I have 4 people saying yes already. I need just 1 more yes. Hey, where is the camera? Yes. I need 5 yes. I've got 4 now. So I need 1 more, and then I'll do it. We are still waiting for Osikeni. Osikeni, we can hear you, but we cannot see you.
Oh gosh.
Osikeni, we can hear you, but we cannot see you.
Okay, let me stop, come and see. Looks like my network is quite bad, so it may not be.
No problem. No problem. If we can hear you,
the video.
Yeah, if we can hear you, no problem.
Great.
Okay, so guys,
enjoying the show.
The young man we are talking to.
Where's Resh?
Resh is trying to set up. He was here on, but then I think he had a problem with his setup. So the young man here we are talking to, there is something strange about him that I need you guys to know. Now, this young man is the only photographer who has an umbrella, which is already color graded. So when he shoots with that umbrella, the picture is automatically color graded. The whole world, nobody has that technology. Only he has it. White umbrella has become like brown. Okay, so now you mentioned Resh, and he's here. Resh, welcome.
It's better now.
Yes, this is perfect. Hey, Resh, you've gone for a recorder. Hey, Resh.
I don't know the way.
Okay, Osikeni, Resh is here. What did you want to tell him?
Hey,
Well, you guys owe each other or what?
Hey, Osikeni. Hey,
yeah, my coach. My coach. My one and only coach.
Okay, so I think these two people they owe themselves. So they call it's like somebody owes you. You organize a party, invite a person, and you invite another one who also owes somebody. Then they all meet there. Problem. So Ebo and Osikeni, who owes who?
Oh dear, everybody owes.
Okay, Loretta, text me. Yeah, send me the video of your DIY studio. Yes, so you people don't want to. Okay, Resh, do you know that Osikeni has an umbrella, which is color graded already? When it's a shoot-through umbrella. When he uses it to shoot, the umbrella is so dirty that it color grades the image already in camera. Oh, is it my network or it's Okay, so Osikeni is buffering and Resh is frozen. Am I the only? Osikeni, are you still there? Anna, it's true. What I'm saying is true. The guy's umbrella is white umbrella. It's dirty that when he shoots with it, it color grades the image already. It makes it creamy already. So if the person is white, it will be creamy. If the person is black, it will be creamy. Resh, welcome back. Oh. Is it only me or nobody else can hear?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Resh, I can hear you. Welcome back.
Fine. Thanks.
Is it your network or?
I don't know.
Okay, so as I was saying, Osikeni is the only photographer I have seen or heard of who has a color graded umbrella. He's white shoot-through umbrella, but the thing has become brown. That when he shoots with it, the thing color grades the image already. Yeah. So we should give it up for him. He's the only one who has that technology. Okay, so Resh, as I was asking before you went off, we know your weird choice of gear. When I say weird, you understand.
As in what?
Like when everybody is going for Photoshop PS 2020, Resh is using Photoshop 2.
Oh, I used 2020. 2 days summer.
Resh. Okay, so only Resh video quality is black and white. Resh, you see?
Resh is using the old one. Photoshop 7.
I'm shocked. Everybody is using 2020. Resh is using. So Anna, this is Nana Resh for you.
Oh, I'm using
Everybody is
2020.
having colored phones. Nana Resh is still using black and white phone, so we can't see. Anna, so this one there, please. These are some of the weird, gear choices I was talking about. When everybody is trying to, get the latest gear, and Naresh is looking for the oldest gear in that range.
No, it's not.
So,
It's not totally old. Though,
tell us, Naresh, how does gear affect photography?
It's in simple things. I would say that, well, some people say gear doesn't matter, all right? And it's not only me who has this idea. I would say gear matters, but to a large extent, it also matters how you are able to handle it as a tool to bring out your creative vision you want to bring out. Because at the end of the day, a camera is supposed to be more or less like a light-proof box.
Naresh, we are not getting sound from you. There is no sound coming from Naresh. Hello, Naresh. Ozigeni, can you hear Naresh? Hello?
Oh no, I can't hear him. He's off.
Yeah, Naresh, your recorder, or they don't want you to record. Though. It was working perfectly, but it went off. Naresh, your sound is muted. Let me unmute you and see. Okay, so Naresh, it says your mic is not connected.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, welcome back.
Awesome. Yeah, so I would say it's basically a camera is supposed to be a light-proof box which allows light to get into it, all right, and then record the light basically. So all you really need will be the mechanism to allow the light to enter and then to stop the light from entering. So at the end of the day, how the camera makes you feel as a tool, how it feels in your hands, how it makes you see, or how you are able to visualize your world, all right? And how that camera helps you to visualize the world is the main thing. So a camera is important in that sense, but at the same time, we don't need to over rely on it so that we expect to see what we need to see if only we have a certain camera. I don't know if it's clear or it's muddled. Let me know so that I can make it.
Yes, to me,
I'm just
it's
thinking
clear.
as I'm talking.
Okay, to me, it's clear. I don't know what the other people think. So along the way, they will bring in their questions, as to when they have them. Yeah. So if I get you, what you're saying is gear matters.
It does. Yeah.
Okay. So I've also held that that point that it matters. When people say gear doesn't matter, back then I used to be very furious, but now I tend to understand them from where they are coming from. When they say gear doesn't matter, I just try to explain to them that it's just like giving getting to the argument is always about the person behind the camera, and I'm like, forget about it, just take two professionals at the same level and then give each of them, give both of them two high-end cameras. They will give you awesome results. But of course, if you have somebody who is not well trained and somebody who is well trained, and you give them the same gear, the well trained person will surely outrun the untrained person. So I keep telling them, if you're going to talk about gear, then put the same people on the same level before discussing that. Let's say two chief drivers. You give one Tico, and then you give one Range Rover, and you ask both of them to go to Kumasi. Who will get there first? You get it. The one with Range Rover will fire and leave the Tico guy behind.
But the one with the Range Rover can also run so fast and enter a ditch.
No. So now we are giving it as two chief drivers, like all things being equal.
Okay.
You get it. Forget about accidents. The same way the Tico guy could be going so slow that an articulator would try overtaking him and then would topple and fall over the Tico. So you see, let's say, let's put everything aside. That's there is no accident. That's everything being equal. You give two chief drivers. You give two chief drivers, one Tico, one Range Rover. Who gets to Kumasi first from Accra?
Oh, possibly the Range Rover, all things being equal. Yeah.
You see, exactly. So now somebody will say that it doesn't matter, the car doesn't matter, it's the driver. Of course, if you put the Range Rover in the hands of a novice, somebody who doesn't know how to drive, the person can't fire that car. But if an experienced person gets the Tico, they'll be able to even overtake the Range Rover from someone who doesn't know how to drive. And that has...
Yeah.
Okay, Resh, you were going to say something. AJ, welcome.
Yeah, to a large extent, it can happen that way. With gear, I like gear. I like the technical things with gear. I like to play around with gear. The reason I usually like the old gear is how they were crafted or how they were made, or how I like to challenge a bit. Not that I use it for everything, but most of the times, I mean, that's how I use it. Yeah. But when we are looking at gear in that sense, there can also be the possibility. All right. I mean, you are having a camera now, which is years ahead of what some of the masters like Ansel Adams and all the very old early age photographers were using, and you can achieve some things way better than what they could achieve at their time with all the technical knowledge and the experience they had. All right. So it's also the possibility that somebody who is a novice, who doesn't know anything about camera systems and everything, all right, but has an eye for good composition, an eye for aesthetics, an eye for beauty, can have a camera, all right, and see how they want to see and use that camera to make the photograph, for it to even be way better than somebody who has been in the business for a long time but doesn't have that eye. So photography itself is more like a process than a product for me. All right. So how the person goes through the process is what I usually look out for. And in that case, then the person who has the Range Rover in this case could be a novice, but at least can handle the car a bit well. But because of the speed the car affords and everything, the person can possibly go faster or better than the experienced driver using the Tico. At the end of the day, it's like who enjoyed the trip to me, or how meaningful was the trip to the person. Maybe the person who using the Tico just went gradually, got to a point, stopped, went to the rest house. I mean, had fun with people, continued, or the Range Rover just sped through. If the person enjoyed the speeding and all the the fast lane thing, that's fine. If the person also enjoyed the slow ride, that's fine. At the end of the day, they all reach the destination, and the process and how they got there is what is the memory they keep. To me, it's a bit weird or a bit.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. So in that case, let's say there's somebody who does like I believe in demand should determine the kind of gear you get.
Oh yeah.
If you're doing more of let's say fashion, where your images are needed on billboards for advertisements or for high-end printing, and then you decide to go for, let's say, a camera which hasn't got enough megapixels to output the kind of large format printing needs that your clients need. All in the name of gear doesn't matter. I can still use a 12 megapixel camera to deliver awesome jobs. And there is somebody using a 24 megapixel camera for that same job. And because it's going to be printed for large formats, the 24 megapixel best suits that kind of work. But all in the name of gear doesn't matter. The one with the 12 megapixel says I can also create the same thing with my camera. What's your take on such a scenario?
Okay, so the person using, let's say, so somebody is using a 12 megapixel camera, and somebody is
Yes.
also using a 24 megapixel camera.
Yes.
Okay, and it's for
And they are
fashion
supposed to
shoot.
deliver, like a high-end, high format printing, billboards, those kind of things.
Yeah, okay. I would talk. I wouldn't. Okay, first of all, I wouldn't look at the megapixels of the camera to begin with. I would look at the sensor technology of the camera to begin with. All right. So and that is not even about the full frame crop sensor things for now. Is for instance a camera that has a very so much technology behind the sensor. Let's say Fujifilm's X-Trans sensor, right? As compared to let me see. Let's use the first Canon cameras. Let's say the Canon 10D sensor. All right. I like the sensor of the Fujifilm. That's personal. When I'm looking at a camera like the Canon 1D, the very first, no, let's say Canon 5D, the classic, the sensor technology in
I
there.
hope most of us can relate.
Oh, my friend, the first Canon 5D, right? The way it brings out images, all right. I like how it treats skin tones and color a bit more than how the Canon 6D treats skin tones and color, especially for blacks, for me personally. So first I'll look at how the sensor treats the image or the texture. It's a lot of things. Okay, the camera is basically seeing light, all right, and through the light we're able to translate the color, the texture, and all those things based on the light, all right. So if the sensor is able to handle these things well and get the color that is appealing to me and the color that will suit the campaign I'm shooting for, I'll go for that camera. Despite its megapixel not being so much like as impact megapixel, I will look at how it brings out color, how it brings out light, because at the end of the day, what is coming out is the final image. The megapixel helps when I'm going to be cropping closer or cropping into the image as in a full body, and I'm going to crop in and cut some parts. I'm going to do detail retouching, or maybe they are going to use a commercial retoucher, and the person wants.
That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. So if the specification is like they need a megapixel count of this or something like that, that means then I will go for it. Okay. But then if the people are looking for you to do a work for them, possibly they would have seen what you have been doing. That's why they wanted to work with you. And if what you have been working with has been with that's your 12 megapixel camera, you should be able to convince them that this is what you would want to use.
Okay, so they see your images on your social media platforms and your website. They haven't seen like a large size image, So my point now is, when you're shooting for each camera has a maximum resolution.
Okay. Yeah, true.
And then
True,
that
true.
with that resolution, there is a maximum way you can expand it, like the maximum size you can print.
Yeah,
You get
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
So
yeah,
for something like these election campaign billboards, the one
yeah. Billboards.
okay,
Yeah, yeah,
let me forget about politics. These large event
yeah. Large
billboards.
format. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So something like that. Do you think look, which camera should I? You like the 5D Classic a lot. Is it a
Yeah.
12 megabit? Is it mega
It's
12
all.
megapixels?
Yes,
Good.
all.
So can you use a picture from the 5D Classic for a job like that?
It should be possible.
And it won't pixel. Let's say you're doing something for a makeup company and
Mm-hmm.
they need, a high-end retouching
Yeah.
of maybe the person's close-up, the eyes or the lips.
Mm.
Can it give you that kind of clean image?
It should be possible. Okay. If it depends on the final product and how people are going to view it. I mean, the distance from the object to the, if it's going to be a billboard by the roadside and it's going to be
Yeah.
a billboard posted up there, all right, you are not necessarily going to be that close to look at the pixels, so it will surface. But if you are going to use it for something like a magazine, which is going
Yeah.
to be, or something like a show puller or something like that, that people will get so close to, then you will need
Yeah.
to have enough pixels in it. So you can, when you have good lighting can give the pixels enough light to sharpen everything up. So the other question when it comes to mind is when I'm thinking about this is that there have been so many before the 5D Classic, for instance, came out. They were using other cameras, right? And then they had some fantastic images, and then the 5D Classic itself was having some fantastic images, billboards, banners, magazines, and all that, especially even wedding photographers. Right, for me, and when I'm looking at cameras with higher megapixels and all that, I'm targeting, let's say, weddings sometimes, because sometimes you need to get a group and crop in and all that. And they were so wonderful. So what has changed that they can't be used now might possibly be with the new way of handling media. So I would say if their requirement is like something for high megapixel count, get it and use it. If it's open, use what is comfortable for you. But even if it's with high megapixel count and the camera you are mostly using, that you are most comfortable with, is the classic or a 10 megapixel camera that you have been using for a long time and you are comfortable with, go with a higher megapixel camera, and as you are shooting, still shots with yours as well. So sometimes maybe I'll be shooting something like this, shooting, and it's like, you know what, I've already set my camera already based on the lighting and everything. I shoot, I just remove the trigger, fix it on I say I want to see something and get some shots, switch it again. All right. Sometimes when you finish and you put everything together and people are sorting it out, they don't even know which one. And if you use something you are comfortable, it has more like you are connected to that thing. You don't need to think before you use. All right. When you are using it, you are at your peak. You don't think of gear, setting, change. I shot my sister's wedding, I think 2013, when there was when the 5D Mark III was just awesome. A university had one, and the person who was using that thing was my sister's friend. So she gave it to me the guy gave it to me to use. I was having T2I and the 5D Mark III. All right. I was shooting. It got to a point like anytime I'm trying to shoot, I need to do some settings. And that was because I didn't know so much about the Mark III at that time. I had to change settings and everything to make it. But the T2I, I had used it for some shoots and all those things, and I could shoot without thinking. All right. So at a point, I just changed everything to the T2I, and I was just flowing with everything. So later on, I learned the Mark III, and it became conversant with me. So megapixels are very necessary depending on the job you are shooting.
Okay.
So don't slack. Yeah.
Okay. Then Resh, 2013, you were shooting. Wow, 2013, I was still in the office coding websites and all that. Nice.
I shot my sister's wedding, my friend.
You were shooting. I was in the office coding. I knew nothing about photography.
I shot
Okay,
my
so then
sister.
Resh, somebody is entering photography. Let's say an entry level photography, and he wants to do events. When I say events, weddings, birthday parties, and stuff.
Mm.
Yes,
Okay.
and he wants you to suggest a camera and 2 lenses for him.
Okay. So he would want to be shooting events. And what's his budget?
Between 5,000 and 8,000 cedis.
Wow. Entry pani.
Well, as he put it, low budget.
Oh no, he should have a budget. He should have a budget.
No, he said low budget. Low budget, that's between 5,000 and 8,000.
He said, well, no budget.
Low budget.
Hey, low pony. No, only 5,000.
So his low budget is between 5,000 and 8,000.
Wow. He should be my friend. Okay. So and does he have any affinity, or has he read anything about different camera systems before? Let's say,
No,
like
he's
Nikon,
a beginner. He
Canon.
wants to, like, he has seen photography and he wants to do event photography. So
Okay. Then
he has between
yeah.
5 and 8,000, and he wants to buy a camera and 2 lenses for his events, and has come to you, Nana Resh.
Okay. Actually, like, we will sit down and talk a bit, but then quickly with that amount, I would say 5,000 to 8,000. He should get 2 things. If he's going into it for business, we have to go for something that
Business,
will
yes.
quickly
Business.
get into business. All right, cool. So for business, then maybe a 6D will be cool. A Canon 6D with a 24-105 lens. Okay. And then an 85 1.8. And then a flash. You can just get a flash somewhere. Yeah. And spare batteries and
Okay, so you're saying 6D, 24-105. And then 85.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So a couple of days ago, we had this discussion. I think Kofi was here, and your best friend Elex was also here.
Yay.
Okay. So Ni says what? Rent until you can afford everything. Now, Naresh, what's your take on renting gear? Let's say someone like this has 8,000 and he has up to 8,000 to buy his own gear, but then there's a job for him to do. What advice would you give? Would you say he should use the 8,000 he has to buy specific gear, as you said earlier, or should he rather go rent and then save that money?
I personally don't like renting unless I want to get to know the thing I'm renting well, or if it's something short while and I can use it to bill the people. All right. So I usually like to buy my own thing, use it, and if I don't think I will need it for subsequent jobs, I sell it. Okay. So if the person, just because personally when I've rented something from somewhere, I am thinking of how to handle it without it getting spoiled. And when I'm shooting, I don't like to think so much about the gear than what is in front of me. Yeah. So I would say he should go out and buy. But I wonder, how come he's a newbie, not shooting anything, and he has gotten a job? Maybe it could be that he has been doing some phone shots and everybody is excited. It's like, Charlie, something has come up. Can you shoot for me? Let me get you a camera and shoot for me. That's more like how I got into shooting weddings some time back. All right. So
Okay, but no, in his case, like he was shooting with friends' gear, that kind of thing. Like, let me use, and he's been following friends, and then he got to know that, Now through that he saved enough money, like he used to borrow and that kind of thing.
Okay.
You guys, so Nee was saying rent until you can afford everything. That's why I brought the rent matter out. My take on renting is this. Let's say I'm going to shoot a wedding.
Use. Yeah.
If I'm going to shoot a wedding with my current setup, I don't have a macro lens.
Oh yeah.
So if maybe that particular wedding, I know that I will need, it's going to be a lavish wedding. So there'll be need to capture details, close-ups of the jewelry, belts, and those stuffs.
Yeah.
In my case, if I have a friend who has a macro lens, I can agree with him, maybe rent it for a certain fee, or I'll go rent it from somebody I know who does rental, just because that macro lens, I need it for just that particular job.
That. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. But now, if I'm a wedding photographer and then most of my weddings, I shoot details and all that, it makes sense to rather buy the macro lens and then be free.
Yeah.
You get it? So that's my take on gear. If there is something that every month I use it at least once, then I can decide to either buy or rent. But if I'm using it every weekend, then I should buy it. Or if it's every 3 months that I use it, then it's better renting. That's my take on that.
Yeah, that's it. So I didn't understand it from that perspective. I would say buy.
Oh, okay.
If it's your thing, all right. But if it's really not your thing, borrow from a friend or rent. I mean, borrow from a friend and sort the person out, or go and rent.
So Elder Champo says, I really agree with Resh. I hate renting too, and I'm always careful. I also go through that. So, and I'm glad to say, since I started photography, I have never rented any gear.
Yeah, and when I rent, I don't even want to rent from the mass renter. I'll rent from a friend. All right. We're doing some an interview and we wanted Kino flows, right? Those huge lights for the lighting of the person. We brought everything, set it up, put it on, and then pew, one light went off. We needed 3 lights, 1 full Kino flow went off. It was bad. So because of that, I will rent from somebody I know. That would be, or if I think about it, it's like, Charlie, this job. There have been a time I bought a 51.2. Yeah, because it was for a particular wedding, and the person told me that they needed to clear the background because it would be around an uncompleted building and all that because of other circumstances. So she paid for it for the event. I bought the 51.2, used it for the wedding, finished and sold it. Had I rented it, it would be difficult for me to tell you and if I wouldn't be able to, but now it's mine. Say. After shooting, I sell it back. Yeah, so if it's necessary to rent, but don't just be buying everything.
Okay, so Telly says, what if you mistakenly destroyed it? Telly, rentals have policies. If you destroy, you pay for it. That's what Resh was saying, that if you rent it, Charlie, some of us, we are very careful when we are using something that doesn't belong to us. So if you rent and you destroy it, you pay. If it's for a friend, some don't have that courtesy. They come and take something from you, spoil it, and they come and give it back to you and say, oh, I'm sorry. You get it. I can't do that. If I destroy it, Charlie, my guilty conscience will make me buy it and even bring you that new one. You get it. That's why I don't like borrowing or renting. So, it's like someone's old lady sitting somewhere. You go and pass in front of the old lady and she falls down and dies. They will say you, even if you don't touch the old lady, they will say you killed her. So Telly, that's what it is. That's one of the disadvantages of renting. Especially from, as you said, the mass rental place like CJ. If you go rent from CJ, mostly you go and rent it that morning for that gig. So if you're shooting a wedding starting at 6 a.m., you go rent it 6. You don't have the time to even check whether there are faults or something. You get there, you plug it in, about to take pictures, and you realize that thing is not functioning well. What do you do? It's not focusing well. It's out of focus and all that. Charlie, it's something. Okay, John Moore says, greetings, Mike. I'm now popping in to listen to the... John Moore, welcome. Today we are discussing photography with one of our lecturers here. With Nana Resh, when you're discussing photography, he goes deep in. Sometimes myself, I get confused. Sandra Yali, you are not late. Yeah, Osewara Nana Resh. Sandra Yali speaks your language. She schools in UCC and she stays in Atade. So I say, Olebe. Sandra, he's one of your people. Yes, I was going to ask one question, but it has eluded me, And most of the sessions we have like this, people listen, it's so interesting, and they forget to ask questions. And I always have a problem with that. I this whole thing is for them. So I like it when they ask questions. That's why I decided I don't want to be the only one popping up here. I want somebody else so that it won't be just me showing up here. I like it when people ask questions because I can't really go into your mind. I'll have questions that are because people ask me those questions. So mostly when I bring people here, I tend to ask them questions. And at the end of the day, they're like, the questions you wanted to ask, you've asked them already. So that kind of thing. So I'm thinking now, Nana Resh, let's see. You being a lecturer, like you have more time to do research and have facts and all that. Why haven't you created a YouTube channel or a learning platform to be? Is it against your policy or it's something you've not thought about?
Oh, I have a channel, but I've not been posting so much on it. It's not against any policy or anything. It's just me.
Oh, okay. So that's like me about 3-4 years ago. I created a channel and then I forgot about it. I had clear plans on what to do.
Because of the issues we have now, I have to get it to work kind of so that when we have any class or anything going on, I can just refer to it. But sometimes it's also, putting yourself out there. I'm not so much comfortable with that, as in like recording and putting yourself out there. It's a whole lot of things. So I'm trying to.
You're scared of the publicity? Samuel Watson, welcome.
It's quite uncomfortable, it makes you think. It looks like, so you are coming to teach or post or.
No, but Nana, you stand in front of a class to teach, so it's the same thing. Just like if you're teaching and somebody is recording. So Telly wants to know about your channel. What's the name of your channel?
Do I remember? I think it's Nana Resh now.
So Telly, he says he doesn't remember, but try Nana Resh. That's his name, so you can try it. Yes, Samuel, welcome. Where are you joining us from? Don't forget to drop your thumbs up.
I think it's today I'm trying to, I did something on Photoshop, I think understanding the layers or something for my students, and I posted it there. I'm not sure if it's even fully posted here, but possibly I'll put some videos there too.
Information Man Show, welcome to our session. Yes, because you have so much knowledge. See, Nana Resh, when somebody asks a question in a WhatsApp group, and Nana Resh starts typing. I remember Quads would say Nana Resh is typing. Like, you need to put your phone down, go and grab yourself some pizza and coke. Come and sit down before that message comes. You can read it well. Because Nana Resh, if you ask one line of question, Nana Resh will type 105 paragraphs for you, explaining everything into detail. So I can just imagine you trying to demystify some of these things on video. It will be so nice. So you should really think about that channel. Okay, so Nee says, so if you are not careful with the gear and it gets broken, will you buy another one? You need to handle your stuff. Yes, Nee, you will buy another one. If you go and rent it from CJ, you will buy another one. Just that some people, when they rent from their friends and it gets spoiled, they will bring some will not even tell you. They will just come and put it back in your hands. Those who will tell you but don't have a conscience will be like, oh, Charlie, I was using that, it just fell. Some too will come and lie to you that Yes, they will lie to you that they don't know what happened. Meanwhile, the thing fell, but they will tell you they don't know what. If you tell them, oh, what's this dent? They will say, oh, it was there when they took it. That
When
kind
I
of
took
thing.
it, that thing is very bad.
Yeah, that's why I'm very careful when doing that. Okay, so Nee says, well, going by your Tico and Range Rover example, I'd rather rent and get better results than to spend hours trying to achieve what a Mark IV can help you achieve within seconds. You see? So I think what Nee is, I'd rather rent and get better results.
Okay,
So what Nee is saying is that...
Let me ask this. So if Nee should get very awesome sumptuous meal, his favorite in the world, would he want it to enter his mouth and go into his stomach so fast, or he would want to slow down and savor the food?
Nee, I beg, join us, Nee. Let me post the link. I don't know if you missed the link, but let me post it. Nee usually joins me live. He's a photographer and videographer.
Awesome.
And then he has a couple channel, he and his wife. They are one of the celebrity YouTubers in Ghana. So I've sent the link. Nee, do join us. And let's see. So Nee should join us very soon so that you can ask him that question. But you heard what Nana Resh said. So what if I get what Nana Resh is saying? He's saying that what you want to take time and then eat the food and enjoy it and all that.
Yeah,
but it's Nana Resh. The thing is such that the current demand requires that what you produce. Okay, so Nee is here. Let me add it. It demands that what you produce the best. You get it? It's only a couple of people who will still go and try to still maintain that, let's say Kwame Despite, he has these antique cars and all that. Yes, for show and all that. But if he wants to travel to his hometown or somewhere, he won't go and pick the 1948 Rolls Royce and drive it there. No, he will drive a 4x4, a current 4x4. You get it? So my point is, if with the current trend, people are going to look at how you based on the current. They want the current stuff. So if you're using let's say a 15 or 20-year-old camera, in the name of gear doesn't matter. And somebody your age, your mates are using the Mark IVs and the 6D Mark IIs and all that to do the same job, and they are getting awesome results. Why then do you still want to remain in your, gear doesn't matter clause and hide behind that and still use old gear?
Yeah,
that can't give you the same result. You see, let me take this example. I used to have video guys I used to work with. Some use normal gear, I can use whatever it is to produce good video. And then I met this other guy who uses he shoots alone, but he uses 260s, 2470L, and then has a 70 to 200. He shoots with those with his 260s. We shot a gig. The video he brought, even the trailer, I sent it to the people. They were like, wow, we've not come across a video like this before. HD. I sent it to them. I was there with them, and they played it on their TV. So imagine the embarrassment it would have caused me if it wasn't high definition. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll not keep long. I just want to.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
so yeah. With the renting stuff, I know. Yeah, when you break it, you have to replace. You have to buy. So what I was trying to say is, why won't you handle it with care? If it's for you and it get broken, will you buy another one? Think about it. So you need to handle any gear with care. And I think if let's say I'm having my friend is saying 600D, and you Ghananie, you are having 5D Mark IV, and we are both shooting in the dark. I can shoot high ISO and I'll still get my image right, but the 600D definitely I'll fail. You understand? So why would you rent? Why would you rent until you can afford that 5D than trying to tweak and try to force to get the same image with the 600D? Then you lose your job.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
asking. The
So
same
that's
question
what I
I've
was
been
saying. If
asking.
you need to, so that's what I was saying. If you need to get the gear to do that thing, get it and do it. And if you think you are going to be using it frequently, buy it. Don't rent. Yeah, but
But
if
one
it's
thing I don't like,
thing,
one thing I don't like about the renting, especially CJ, Charlie, how
Hey,
much if I could come
hey,
here, you will be branding. Oh, Charlie.
don't
hey.
okay.
Oh, CJ can't spoil him. Oh, he's champion.
Yeah, the guy has. I saw his
Oh,
billboards
he's
there
champion.
at Jolu Junction.
He's
Charlie.
champion. Oh, I've
Anyway,
rented stuff before, but
Okay, I see knees
usually,
building tonight.
yeah.
yeah. Charlie,
Okay,
I
no
do
problem,
try.
Charlie. All right. No problem, Charlie. Carry on.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Yes, so
yeah.
Nanaresh,
So
that's what
yeah,
somebody said. What I rented Nikon 105 1.4 a few times back when I couldn't afford it. When I started, and it got me a lot of higher end bookings. So Nanaresh, that's what I was talking about.
yeah.
That
True.
gear really matters. Somebody
It
went to
matters,
rent 105 f1.4.
and
So
it's
you
a
can
very
imagine how
expensive lens.
expensive that lens is.
Very
But
expensive.
look at the results.
Yeah. So
So somebody
there
will
have been
tell you, I
times.
can use 85 and get that same result. But because this person has a specific requirement and knows exactly what this lens can give him, he went to rent it. And
Yeah,
see, from his
85.
testimony, he
Yeah.
got higher bookings.
Yeah. So if you need to see how you work. All right. That's how I see it. So if I'm going to work for instance, we did one project for I think some company like Ghana Police kind of thing, and for that I had to go with a 6D. I think we had two 6Ds. I had the 7200, had the 85, the Fuji XT1, and other gear. Because for that we needed to give them what they are used to seeing. All right,
Mm-hmm.
and and that's why I initially said that gear matters. I mean, people who say that gear doesn't totally matter, doesn't necessarily matter, I wouldn't really agree. It matters to what you are doing. But at the end of the day, make sure what you are doing. For instance, as Nick was saying, if you got the 105 f1.4, all right, and he couldn't use the depth of field well because he doesn't know how to use depth of field. Now it would have flopped. It would have flopped. But he
True.
knew because 1.4 at 105 millimeters
Charlie,
is a very
I can
thin
just
depth of field.
imagine.
So he got higher end bookings because of his skill and knowledge in using a 105 f1.4. Then he went for that
Exactly.
to execute. So if he's a total newbie and he went for the 105 1.4 because he saw somebody using it on internet, he would have done quite well. All right. But then if his clients are those who like to zoom in and peep, he would have messed things up and it would have affected his yeah. So all those things matter. At the end of the day, the game matters, you also matter. And if you need to rent, just that you have to be careful what you are renting is working well. And when you finish,
And you don't spoil it.
yeah,
Because when it comes to renting or borrowing stuff, Charlie, I have a friend who has Nibote, my brother. He has the D850. And I love that camera. My palm, my grip is big.
mistake.
So when I hold anybody that small, it's like I'm ripping the thing. But the 850, when I hold it, like it feels my hand, like it's bulky and you get it. But ask him. I've never gone to ask him, oh, let me borrow your camera to go and shoot.
It's some way.
Never. Because Charlie,
it's like you
are
going to borrow somebody's football boots to play with.
You see, you're so scared you spoil it or something, So that's one thing about me. And since I started, I haven't had the need to rent something. I was shooting weddings with 80, 85, and then 50 mm. Just those two lenses for
those two lenses.
Okay, so Mick is here. Let me add him. And okay, so that's Mick.
Hey,
Who
what's
was
up,
talking
guys?
about the 105? Hello, Mick.
Yeah, so just wanted to show my face today and say hi to you guys.
Oh yeah. We've seen your face. You've been contributing all the time. At least today you've added
I've
a
been
face.
listening to you guys. Yeah, Prof. Made a really good point. Like, if you get such a lens and you don't know how to use it, you actually get really bad images, like out of focus and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a very good point. If you just started, don't waste money renting stuff that you don't know how to use. There's no point to it. Learn your gear first before you start, renting big stuff.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. Very true. Yeah. Because as
You're
even
very
someone
right.
has pointed out, it can stunt your growth if you are not careful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Because you see
in for
people
the
using
full-
it, so you also want to use it.
Exactly. Yeah. I heard you speaking Fanti. Are you in Cape Coast?
I mean, minimum currently.
Oh, okay. I went to Fanti, so when I hear Fanti, I get excited.
But can you speak it?
Yeah, I can speak it. I actually wrote my BC
nice.
in Fanti.
Okay, the two of you, please. The two of you speak some Fanti. I like Fanti, but I can hardly speak it. So you, the two of you, take us to Fanti. Take us to Fanti land.
If you don't know what you know,
I'm on you.
Inyo.
Yeah. Yeah. Ghananie, I've been seeing your stuff like all over the place, man. That's some good stuff you've been putting out.
Oh, Charlie. You know, for like 2 weeks now, I've been off because of my phone. So I'm trying to reorganize my pictures. I'll resume posting again.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's great. Oh, nice one.
I see you're hiding in your car. How is the COVID-19 thing over there? Is it better now?
Nah, it's rough. It's rough. It's like we're still not allowed to do any photo shoots. Like, all my weddings this summer have been canceled. 13 weddings just gone like that.
What?
And
13.
13. Some wanted to reschedule, but even that, they are not sure of the date. So we're just hanging in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like a whole production unit being shut down.
Yep. I had to fire my videographer because I couldn't pay him anymore. So
Whoa. This is like serious, man.
Wow. And I heard you earlier on, you said you were doing some programming stuff. See, I used to do IT back in the day.
Myself, I'm a network administrator, a web programmer. I was fully IT till 2015 when I quit.
Why did you start photography?
It started as a passion.
Okay. Same thing for me, though.
I had a friend gave me a camera, so it was just lying on my. I think it was in my locker. So I was home one time, playing video game, and I was like, there's a camera in the locker. Why don't you take it out and see how it works? So my first models were plants, flowers by the roadside.
Nice. Yeah, I had my wedding in New York, and we had to pay $4,000 for photography. And after that, I'm like, you know what? There's money in this thing. I'm gonna do it.
So the money lured you.
To some extent. Before that, I was just doing on the side, but I didn't know it was that expensive here. So when I had to cough up that money to pay, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should start. So I just started. Yeah.
But then photography outside is different from inside, like over here.
That's true.
Over here, like most people don't really understand it to that level,
That's true.
I had a friend who traveled to the US, and she was like, she had to book for a photographer online. Like everything was done through an agency, and the maximum wait time was 10 minutes. If within 10 minutes you are not there, your money is gone, everything. So she was like, I now understand you when you try to be time conscious and all that. The way it is respected there.
If you don't make a down payment
over here,
nobody will book you, because people who don't make down payments, sometimes they just don't show up, and they take things for
granted.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way photography is expensive over there, here you can't charge that much. You know, there are people who are here, they are now students over there, but they are doing it as a side job. And they're like, a headshot session, I can charge about $300. Just a headshot session.
Even more than that. Yeah.
And that 300 is like a whole wedding over here.
Exactly. Yeah. But it kind of works out because standard of living is higher too. Rent and stuff is a lot higher too. So at the end of the day, you make the money, and then you just.
No, the main thing is people over there understand photography, that it's somebody's job. You get it?
Yes,
over here,
they do.
Somebody doesn't care going to a restaurant, spending 1,000 cedis just eating good food. They don't mind. But if you ask them to pay that same 1,000 for photography, they don't understand. You get it?
You know what? The truth is, the customers that I have the most trouble with is the African customers.
They're the ones. The problem. They're like.
They are the ones who don't. Because here it's like you are not trying to bargain. You want to have your price on your website and just stick to it. But then they see the price and say, "Hey, and then it's like
see."
But then other people just pay outright. So we still don't understand.
They're like, "Oh, it's just camera. You're just pressing something, and you want to charge me 4,000."
Exactly. Yeah.
Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, but you guys do some really nice work, man. I'm slowly trying to connect with the the Ghana community and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have your social or something?
You said?
Your social or website?
He wants you to your photos. Instagram.
Oh yes,
okay, so
YouTube is Meek Photos. Instagram is Meek Photos Vision. Is one word, because somebody took Meek Photos and they are not using it for anything.
You see that thing?
I know.
Okay, so let me just type it here. Meek Photos
Vision. Yes.
I think I already added you.
No, just Vision. It ends with yes.
Okay. So I've typed it here, so you guys can check it out.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So you can check it out. Yeah, you can check it out. Charlie, 13 weddings cancelled. That's a huge blow, man.
That's rough, man. It's shaking my whole business model. Like I'm even reconsidering doing weddings.
I can imagine me getting 13 weddings in a year over here. Like it's a whole breakthrough for me.
Yeah. Over here there's a lot of weddings and stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Don't worry. I'll find ways and means and then come to the US so I can make some money over there.
If you come here, you are going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, that my friends over there keep saying that. They keep saying you're wasting your time in Ghana. Because with the kind of photography you do, you should be somewhere where they recognize, photography.
Right. Yeah.
I'll try. I'll see what I can do.
And people here don't care. They don't care if you are black, white, yellow. If your work is good, they are going to hire you to do the job.
That's how it's supposed to be. See?
Right. Yeah.
That's good. That's good, man. We pray this whole pandemic comes to pass quickly so we can go back to our normal activities.
Yep. All right. So what is your Instagram?
Nana Resh?
Yes.
Nana Resh.
I use Nana.
Please, do you have access to the chat?
I don't, but I'm going to have to get off soon, so I'll check you guys out when I get off.
Okay, no problem. And Nana Resh. Okay, you mentioned Nana. What's your?
I use Nana Resh.
Nana Resh as one word.
I just followed.
All right, too easy.
Okay, Mick, he said he followed you, so.
Okay, all right, man. Thank you, guys.
Okay. So stay safe, Mick. Thanks for joining.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks.
All right. Okay, so Nana Resh, you see the problem? Over here, we look down on photographers, but elsewhere, you know Nikeli, right?
Who?
Nikeli.
Oh, yeah.
He's in Massachusetts, and he talks about how photography is respected over there and how it has changed. His pricing and his whole idea of this whole business. And you realize, Charlie, even I talk to Kofi a lot, And he also
Yeah.
says the same. Catalyst is also saying the same thing. That outside,
Yeah.
Charlie, the way they
Yours.
do, they treat photographers and everything is so different.
Mm-hmm. 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 It's
Anyways, we'll
interesting.
get
It's
there.
interesting.
We'll get there one day.
Yeah.
We'll surely.
So until then, you just still grind it. You know.
Mhm. So let me ask you, this whole COVID-19, how has it affected you?
Positively, negatively. So right now I'm home. In Winnipeg. I'm helping my parents. I'm in Winnipeg now, and school has been cancelled. Moving around and like other like, gigs, learning from friends. In fact, I was planning to do more out. Let me say out, kind of going out to do projects more this year and learn more from friends. I used to do that a lot, where I would just be meeting friends up, assisting friends here and there, so that we share, learn, do projects, and all those things. And well, it's all cancelled. Money, as Nick was saying, weddings cancelled, projects cancelled, um, like a lot cancelled. I had to do some interviews for my personal projects. They have also been cancelled. And at this moment, there's some kind of uncertainty because you don't really know what it's just how it's going to go. I mean, how long and all those things. But on the other side, it has afforded me time to really think and look back at my life and things I do and think more about myself. All right, without the hurry and of the hustle and bustle, moving around a lot and all that. So it has helped me to slow down and look at what really matters to me, spirituality, and I think because I didn't know the hustle and bustle will come to an end one day. So I need to have some time for myself to think through this. And that's what it has afforded me now. I also allowed me to really learn some things on my own and help when necessary. All right. And more like a resting period and a thinking period for me. And put it that way. So
Okay.
it's at both sides, both sides. Yeah. We just pray it goes and as early as possible and we have less casualties. Because
As
anybody
for
who
going
that
there,
is
some of us are even fasting and praying that it goes because
uh
it's really affecting us. It's making us bleed profusely. I know too
but
much
sometimes
bleeding
bleeding
to
is
become
also
anemic.
it's true. Yeah, but it will be fine. It will be fine. It will be fine.
Okay, so Samuel says exactly the skill and knowledge is important. That is like the hallmark. It
Yeah.
is like the hallmark. Whatever you have, learn how to use it. Even if it's, as I said, if it's a tickle you have, learn to use it. You
And
get it.
enjoy
But
it.
then,
Right?
if you need to do something that requires a Range Rover,
Get
go
it.
and if you have a friend who has it, rent it. Otherwise, go and rent it from someone. But make sure that Range Rover, you know how it works. You know, because you can't go and
You
take
can
a Range
use it.
Rover and drive it like a tickle.
Yeah, I mean it's
You
weird.
see, so it's okay to, you don't have to go and steal money or you don't have to sell your kidney to buy gear. No, what you have is the best. So use it, learn how to use it very well. But if you get a job which requires that you use something higher,
Mm-hmm.
just go get. Yes, so I was talking about the videographer who was using two 6Ds and then two high-end
Yeah.
lenses, 24-70, 2.8, and then 70 to 200, 2.8.
Yeah.
He used those two lenses to shoot a gig. I submitted it, and the clients were like, wow, like the quality was there. Like, things were sharp, everything was on their giant TV. I was impressed. So it
Oh,
raised my points.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ibab.
yeah,
So imagine
yeah.
something like that, and then somebody also using a 600D to create something with kit lenses, all in the name of I can create quality good. No, you see, there's a difference between good stuff and quality stuff. The technology back then, let's say if you're watching a 17-inch TV, anything you put on will come out nice. But imagine putting that same quality of video on a 60-something inch TV. You get it? It becomes, and most people now have high-end stuff in their homes. And you shoot a wedding. They are not going to watch the full wedding video on their phone. It's going to be on their TV with friends or family. And they have plasma. And your resolution is maybe 720. How is that going to fit on an HD TV, a 4K TV? You get it? And then now the gear you have can only output maximum 720. And your client's demand is 4K. How then do you have it? Yes, you have the gear that can, give you nice videos, but not the quality to the client's specification. Yes, and what I take into consideration is I don't know what my client is going to, use that particular thing for, or where they are going to play it. So I give them the highest quality.
If possible,
so if I realize that
you have maybe two, one that is, because at the other time to you also want to be in the position of your client, in the sense that if your photographer submitted 4K quality video to you, and then your screen can display that, or let's say your machine or whatever you are using can't really output it so well, and there's a bit of lagging because he did it so high end, it will also be so you can even save to very high quality. And when they see that you care about them, they usually think through, Charlie, the guy gave us very high quality for in case we get a high or a medium quality that we can even send to our uncle somewhere. You don't always need to let them request
my pictures, mostly I give them two different qualities, one for social media, and I already crop it for them, so they don't need to go and use a software to squeeze it and all that. And then so what I do is, on the standard, I give you social media sites, because I know most of them end up on social media. Then I ask you, are you going to use it for your website or somewhere else? Then I give you another generic size but higher than social media.
You
see, so that's what I do. I don't know what other people do also. If you're here and you also do that, let's know the formats you send to your clients. Some don't care about the cropping. They just send you how it came out of the camera, or any aspect ratio. But then social media has a strict aspect ratio. So if you send and they can't, I see some, then they have to use dark sides or white sides just so it fits in, that kind of thing. And to me, it's very nasty. If you send that kind of picture to your client, they have to do that. It means you don't care about them. That has affected my style of shooting. So now when I'm shooting, I'm leaving enough room so that I can, give the correct aspect ratio.
I also do that basically because of my design background. So when I'm shooting, I usually like to leave headroom, and gutters and other things, so that in case you need to add text, it will be easy to just add it. So anything I shoot, unless I'm going for something artistic, then I'll just crop it exactly. So when I'm shooting commercial, I am in a different mindset. And when I'm shooting for myself, I'm in a different mindset. Although the thinking process is the same, but I have a bit of a different mindset. So when I'm shooting for myself, I know what I want, and I don't want to go to the computer and do a lot of judgments and everything. I want it to be. That's why even when I'm shooting for myself, I usually shoot JPEGs. All right, because I want it to be what I am doing. This is how I'm seeing. I want to get it this way, and that's it. So even when I was shooting weddings sometime, like I was shooting all RAWs. The last time I went on, I'll be shooting RAW and JPEG. Yeah, so even when I use specific croppings and specific color balance and everything, after when I'm editing the raw, because sometimes the raw software like Capture One does well, like Lightroom and others, sometimes they don't translate the colors as you saw it so much.
Mhm.
And sometimes I
So
like the
that's one of the advantages Capture One has over the other raw processors. They boast of true color translation.
yeah. But even
Like it
with
gives you
close to what I used Capture One for, you see, when sometimes I'm shooting, I try to, it's because I'm usually trying to experiment, not because I it's the best thing. I'm just playing around sometimes. So I would tweak maybe the white balance, its color tones and other things in the camera, and I do it in the JPEG format. And when you copy it onto the software, when you shoot raw, it leaves a tag that the software can use to interpret. And usually, when the software is trying to interpret what you got, it isn't like how the camera itself through the manufacturers was able to create the JPEG. So you tweak and tweak and tweak, even in Capture One. Sometimes you tweak and modify and modify and modify. Then after getting satisfied, I go and look in the JPEG and it's like, yeah, so there's something about the JPEG that I can't tweak to get. All right. But so it's a learning process. I try all the best to see how, but if it's a commercial thing, it's commercial. If it's personal thing, it's personal. If it's street. If it's more animal, insect, things like that.
Today, I've tried to comport myself and not bring insects into the conversation. And here you are bringing it up yourself.
I've shot some. Let me see. Wait, hold on.
Okay, guys. So Nana Resh here likes shooting insects, flies, crickets, creeping things, and all that. So that's more of a macro, right?
Yeah. So this is it.
Wait, so I'm trying to understand something. Macro and micro. What's the difference? Like macro lens, micro lens. Is there a micro lens at all, or is it that people misuse them?
Nikon call their okay. So macro lenses like that are used to magnify tiny things, right? So that you can see the magnification. It's different from close focusing lenses, which can focus very close. All right. Okay. But then when we look at macro lenses that magnify tiny things, Nikon called theirs micro, MICRO.
Okay.
Canon calls them macro, as in MACRO.
Why the confusion?
But Nikon also focuses the other way and Canon focuses the other way. So, I mean, maybe it's a way to differentiate, but then at the end of the day, they all do the same thing. They get tiny things to be really magnified. Yeah, basically that's
Okay. So basically, macro lens, micro lens, they are the same, just that it's manufacturer specific naming. That's all.
Yeah, but if you take the words themselves to describe them, micro is like a bit of, for instance, if they say micro adjustment, that means very tiny adjustment.
Small,
And
tiny
macro,
adjustments.
and then things in the macros can be things that are considered like in the whole lot of things. So it's just words thrown about and maybe put into the ground. I don't know. Yeah, but that's that with macros.
Okay, so Nanaresh,
Yeah.
our friend Kofi is in the US. If today Kofi says, Nanaresh, name a camera and a lens, and I'll get it for you, what will you name?
I would tell him to look at the most expensive camera now and the expensive lens now and buy it for me.
Nanaresh, Kofi wants to buy you, like he wants to, be Father Christmas and says, choose
How much
a
is he going
particular
to spend?
camera body and a particular lens combo, and let me get it for you. What will you tell him?
I will choose the telescope. I'll choose the what's the name? That telescope lens, the one that is used to look at the moon and things like that. That's what I will look at.
Do you have family on the moon that you want to spy on?
You said?
Do you have family on the moon that you want to spy on?
No, not the moon, Astro. As in Astro.
So
Astro.
why do you want to see things? You want to see aliens or something?
Well, there are so many interesting things there. See this insect. This insect is so interesting.
Wait, you're keeping it in the box or something?
Yeah. Oh, it's dead. It's dead. So
wait, okay, so before you shoot them, you kill them or something?
no, God forbid. I either is dead already. Okay. If it's not dead, I have a way of photographing them so that I don't hurt them or I have to quickly finish them, put them back to where I found them. But
so how are you able to tame them? Something like a fly that's flying, it won't stay at one place for you. How do you shoot something like that?
It's a lot of patience and timing where you have to.
I can imagine.
To relax. It's if you are somebody who is always angry, you may have to try macro photography or insect photography a while to help your pressure and your anger to cool down. You need to have a lot of time and relax a lot for it. So that's why it brings me, if it's the process, is the happiness or the joy I get from it. So basically that, not necessarily because I am getting paid out of it. Yet. So if he wants to buy any camera, he can get that from me. Or if he has more money quickly, he can just quickly get me any maybe the Leica monochrome and they are Noctilux or some Micron. Yeah. Or if he can just get me Expo.
I only hope these things you are mentioning, anybody at all will be able to, just enter a shop and mention them and they'll be provided.
You said I should ask, I should request. So I'm requesting.
Because they sound so far away that,
Oh, it's not far away. It's not far away, crowd.
Anyway, we've had you. Okay, so Ni, I don't know if Ni is talking to Nana Resh, but Ni is saying this guy can break virginity. Wow. Nana Resh, I'm sure you're the one he's talking to because you have so much patience to be shooting insects. Ni, come and explain yourself. Oh. This one, I did not say, he even typed it in caps.
As in me.
He said you can break virginity. Wow. As you know, you need patience. You need patience to be able to do that.
Interesting.
And since you have all that patience, you don't know what.
I don't know if that's what it takes though.
Nana Roy says he doesn't know what you're talking about, but we'll take it like that. We've had you here for I think over an hour or so. We've done 2 hours, 15 minutes. And today, Charlie, my thing, I had like 40 minutes left of my free 20 hours. But as they said, if you already start your session and your time is up, they won't cut you off.
Okay.
And Arash, he says the problems you were talking about.
No, it's not. I'm not looking for problems.
Problems is different from the astronomical one.
Yeah. I think the problems is this new macro lens that can really enter. It can magnify things, but you see, I think it's from Laowa or so. It's very tiny and very long.
Oh, okay.
And they can have a lot of things and put it through. And as they zoom out, it magnifies. Yeah. So it's a problem. But what I'm talking about is like I've seen a lot
I see it in the movies. Like in the movies, they put it on their balconies.
So
by the window. And it's pointed into the sky. Okay. You know, I try taking pictures of the moon sometimes. And then I was using my 55 to 300 mm. And I was wondering that, okay, if this is 55, this 300 mm on a full frame camera gives me, this close image of the moon. I can imagine using like a 600 mm or those ones. Yeah, because the moon is very, very interesting. Like I could see, a lot of stuff on it. Which camera is that? Is that the Fuji?
Yeah, the XT1.
XT1.
I've always wanted to get.
But you have pictures of the insects you want to share with us.
Yeah, but let me see.
Okay, so now macro lens and then extension tubes. What do you say? Would you suggest extension tube for someone who wants to do macro and can't afford the macro lens?
Yeah, if you can't afford the macro lens, use the extension tube. And if you can afford the macro lens and you still want to have fun, get the extension tubes.
Okay, so I have an extension tube. It has 3 levels. Okay, Gilbert says today's live, and he's taking today's live is breaking your mind. Yeah, that's an Resh for he delves deep into stuff. If he was a swimmer, he would be a deep diver. Yeah, so I have an extension tube. Yeah. It's 3 levels, but unfortunately, it's manual. Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
Gilbert, is today's live blowing your mind? If yes, then welcome to Nana Resh world. So this one has 3 levels.
Okay.
Yes. So I have not clearly tried it. It's on my crop with my 50 mm. So this is the first level that I've put on the 50 mm. And I intend making time and then trying it out. I bought it from AliExpress. I think I have had it for like 2 years, but I've never really tested it.
Let me show you. Do you have wide angle lens?
Do I have what? A wide angle lens?
You have a wide angle lens apart from the 50.
Yeah, the widest I have is 24-70.
Then at the 24, it will be better than the 50. Okay.
So the 24 is better, eh?
Yeah. So look at this. Can you see this?
No, we can't see. I don't know if the other people can see, but from where I am, I can't see anything. Like I can't make sense of what I'm seeing on the screen.
Okay. Anyway, this is the 5D Classic, the first 5D.
Okay.
And this is the ear of a lizard.
Lizard?
Yeah.
Wait, did you kill the lizard before shooting the ear?
No, it was dead.
It was dead. Oh, okay. So most of these animals, like, you prefer shooting dead ones because then they can't move.
If I should get the live, it's more interesting. But
a live lizard will not sit there for you to be shooting its ear.
Exactly. I've only had a shoot with a snake before. But that one was a human, a python. But that one was a human. I mean, we were shooting with other people, so it wouldn't sit down for me.
I hope you display at Ghananie Beach.
No. That one I didn't post it out. I hardly post stuff like that. I think I posted one shot of it. That's some years ago.
If I see a snake on your page, I'll just unfollow you.
We'll see.
Okay, so from here I can't see anything. Okay, by the way, how did you get your video to be black and white?
Oh, you see, as I said, I was doing a video on my computer and I had used black and white for my webcam. So if I need to restore it, I need to turn everything and come back. That's why I couldn't.
Hey, wow. Nana Resh alone is using black and white because he likes old stuff. Anyway, I will check how I can also turn my webcam to black and white. So Nee says he has given up on you.
Wow. But,
you are taking pictures of a dead lizard's ear. Hey, Nana Resh. Nee, this is what I was talking about. Nana shoots insects. Like, those are his models. And his gear too, Charlie. As we are using Photoshop 2020, Nana is using Photoshop 6. Can you imagine?
I still use 2020.
Not even CCO. He's using Photoshop 6.
I used 2020. I used 2020.
And his machine, he's still using Pentium M and Pentium Pro.
I'm not using Pentium Pro. Yeah, but that is that. I mean, the classic has beautiful skin tones. All right, it has very beautiful skin tones. I remember some time back, I got a 20D, and I recommended some of my Charlie get a 20. They were like, oh, 20, oh, 20, and they got it. But they started using it for a while, and they got the love for it. Okay, same way with 5D. I mean, I talked to Osigani, I talked to Queen Shatter, and they all got it, and it was awesome for them. And
they ended up doing slave trade to your 5D classic, right? They were tossing it. This master will buy it, use it, and then sell it to this one. This one to buy, use it, and then sell it. It went round like that, right?
yeah,
So Nana Resh, quickly, let's say like what the good things you're talking about, the 5D classic, the skin tones and all that. Is it that the manufacturers deliberately decided to leave behind that kind of technology in the newer cameras? Imagine the good skin tones for the 5D classic with the Mark III or Mark IV.
sorry, but they are also technologies of their time. I can't say they intentionally did this or that. Only that it gets to a point you realize that maybe you used to love what you were seeing from one gear, and the latest ones are not giving you exactly that feel of the images. Then when it happens that way, you find a way to tweak your images to get what you want. It's an aesthetic, so it shouldn't be like, oh, because of that, I'm never going to buy new gear. All right, that's why I was saying when I'm doing some kind of commercial shoots and it demands I use current high-end gear, I get them and I use it because I need to satisfy the result. But for my personal stuff, I prefer using the ones I like the aesthetic, not because I can't learn to use the newer gear, but sometimes newer gear have a lot of unnecessary things added. All right,
That is true.
which really doesn't impact your efficiency. If you are not careful, it rather draws you back a bit. All right. So if especially if you have developed an aesthetic that you have a particular way you bring out your images, and all of a sudden a new upgrade comes and you go for the upgrade, and you realize that maybe the colors are a little bit more on the reddish tone, or maybe a little bit saturated, or the textures feel a little bit wiggly, and all those things come in. You have to now learn a whole process. If you are a person who is constantly working, like a serious pro, constantly working, now are you going to suffer that and relearn the process of retouching or editing or going through your pictures and teach all your people and get to use that? And before you realize that another 8 months is due and they have released another model. So I'm not that person who has a lot of shooting and all those things, so I need to be sticking to one. I like to explore and have fun with the gear I have, but I find out that the older the gear, the more there was, I don't know, but it's like when things get so much mass manufactured, it loses its soul. Like it gets to the point, especially with, let's say, Fujifilm, when they started the Fujifilm X Pro 1. I love the colors from the X Pro 1, maybe because of the first X processor. Then as time goes on and it gets to the point where masses are coming to it, now they start producing and releasing, and they start losing its magic. I don't know how it happens.
Because the point I was trying to make is, and I'm sure maybe you're not the only one, but other users notice that the 5D Classic gives sweet skin tones, and I'm sure Canon knew or knows about that. So what stopped them from, adding that, say, taking that skin tone thing, enhancing it with other enhancements with the 5D, maybe Mark 1 or Mark 2 or Mark 3, that kind of thing? Because it got to a point people got the Mark III just because it was the latest, but it had nothing fantastic in there. You get it? Until the Mark IV came, which made it, there were some revolutionary stuff in there, but it still lacks that skin tone treatment.
I don't know.
So let's take it like you. Imagine the way you're praising the classic, the skin tone. Imagine that skin tone was on the Mark IV. Would you have loved it?
Let me see. Possible, and it might be weird, but yeah.
Okay, Nana Resh is frozen. Hello, Nana Resh.
Just because of it's frozen. It's
okay, you're back. I think you're back. You're back now.
Yeah. So let's say somebody might love a particular just because of the sound it does make when you close it. All right. Or how the honk sounds, or how the seats are. So, for instance, some cameras, how they sound, the shutter goes, can make somebody love it. All right.
Nana Resh, you, Nana Resh. The way you're in love with the 5D Classic because of the rich skin tones. If they should incorporate that same rich skin tone feature in the Mark IV, will you recommend the Mark IV? Will you praise it? Will you love it the way you loved it?
I don't have any issue with any of the Canon cameras. I just love the Classic. And when I'm shooting for anything that demands Mark IV, Mark III, 6D, and I go for it. So I will go for it. The only thing
but you still don't love the color, the skin tones.
No. Let's say if they give the skin tones and everything to that, okay.
Yes.
I will still shoot with it. The only thing is that I have shot with the Classic so long that I love its simplicity. All right. And when you incorporate video also to a camera, you want the video to be high end, you have to alter the sensor in a way, and that will possibly affect things. Okay. And yeah, so and when you cramp a lot of pixels into a sensor, that means you have to change the technology of the sensor to be able to work that same way without overheating and all the moire and anti-layers, all those plenty things. Yeah, so you realize that cameras that don't do videos, all right, usually have a way their tones appear, especially if you shoot in black and white from that same camera. I use the first one, the 4 megapixel one. That's a CCD sensor, and CCD sensors have a way of this camera is having the CCD sensor, okay, and how it's when you shoot with it, how it brings out the light and color and everything is aesthetically pleasing for me. So for my personal things, I will still use the 5D just because it's simple. I've gotten used to how simply it goes and the shutter sound and all those things. All right, but why not give me Mark IV? In fact, even without this, give me Mark IV. I'll still use it. But for my personal
my friend had the Mark IV and Charlie, we were shooting events like concerts, and I really loved it. The fact that mostly you're in the crowd and you need to shoot somebody on the stage, so you had to raise the camera. And the fact that you didn't have to focus and all that, all you had to, it was touch. So you just look for it, and when you tap on the touch, it takes the picture. I love that part of it. It makes things easier.
Yeah. So if the same way, if you find some of these photographers who have been shooting concerts for a long time, concert photographers, and they are the kind who love it so much that they are into it, you see that even when you want to usually they want to be so much into it that they would want to use the old, not the old camera, the same way, the style they have been shooting and everything. Most of them wouldn't really want to say, oh, because I need to make images that will bring. That's why when you asked me about your friend who had the money to buy the camera, I asked, is he going into it for full business, or he wants it to be like he wants to enjoy the process and then make money from it? Okay, it's the same thing, but it could be a bit different when we look at it in some ways. Full business, Charlie, give me the fastest, the best. Let me shoot, go and get my money and go. Or if it's a process, give me the one that will help me to work out and be with them to gradually get the intimate shot I want. So in that case, I wouldn't like to hold the camera and be then shoot. I would rather want to be with them. Even like tilting my this one like this has this way. Shooting this
Yeah.
way, shooting from here, I feel a bit removed. When I'm shooting portraits in the studio, I will never shoot this way unless I really, really need to. Most of the times, I will shoot this way
Yeah.
because I like the process and the connection I get with it. Yeah. So the Mark 4 is awesome. I when it came out, I think that week or two it came out. It was just a short time. I held one and used one. It was beautiful. It was awesome.
It is beautiful. My friend had it.
Awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. And I've we used it for that event. We shot. It was, I think, it was a Canon workshop at NAFTI. We shot with it. It was beautiful. It was awesome. If I need to get one right now, I will get it. All right. Yeah. So
And knowing you, I know you can get it, use it for an event, and then sell it again.
when I'm getting a camera, when I'm getting a camera, I don't really get to use and sell. If it will be that short, I would rather rent or yeah, something like that. But for Mark 4, thing is, I for instance, 6D right now is roughly 4,000, right?
Yeah. I think new is about 4,005. Used is between 3.8 and 4.2.
Okay, so let's say 4,005 for 6D, and I'm not shooting. My shooting makes me. I don't really need a 6D at the moment. All right, I need it, but it's not really needed. 6D matches, or in good light, the XT1 matches 6D. All right, and XT2 matches 5D Mark III, and XT2 is about 4,005 or something like that, and XT3 can match 5D Mark IV. All right, and XT3 is about 8,000. So the differences is what I look out for, and then the form factor. Small size. This is very small and meets the 6D. Somebody would now come and say, but 6D is full frame. I don't really care about that so much. All right, so but 6D is awesome in low light, even more than Mark III.
Really?
Yeah. 6D is good. It can focus in almost like -2 EV. Like when the thing is really dark, it can still try. It can get the focus, and its ISO is really nice. It's really nice. Only thing is, its strength. It's not like the Mark III. So if I'm going to it for like, if I'm doing like businesses, like Charlie, I'm getting gear that I'm going to be using for weddings and all those things, I will go for the Mark III.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll go for the
So I
Mark
realize
III.
most 6D users are videographers who use them mostly for video.
Yeah, because for high paying things. So that's the other thing I want to. Some people wanted me to shoot. I shot a wedding, and then they were shooting a photo for their kid. So when I was shooting, they said they wanted me to shoot just because they wanted the the experience of the shooting and how I usually want my pictures to look. Not so much posed and not so much super edited, and they just loved how I wanted to do my things. So we shot. I used the same camera. It was a 1DS Mark III. I used that same camera I used for their wedding for that because I mean it makes me, I don't know how to put it, but I mean I hope you get it. Like the camera I used to shoot their wedding, I intentionally wanted to use that same camera to shoot their first child. All right. So for me, that's somehow the way I like to think also. So if I had a Mark IV at that time, I still wouldn't have
Use
really,
the
I would
Mark
think
IV.
about the camera. Yeah, so I would still have used that camera because it's part of the process for me. It doesn't sound sensible, but for me, it's like it's part of the process for the way I think. Yeah. So if that way, fine. If that way, fine. But then if it's like, Charlie, there's a wedding deal, we are doing this for this company, this, that, and they require this. Things like headshot and all those things, I don't mind. I can use the XT. I mean, I shot for a school's yearbook, and all the students, I used the XT one. And in good light, don't go there. And this too, in good light, no joke. So I
The
don't
classic, huh?
the classic. All right.
As I said, I'll later get the XT one for personal use, like
Don't try.
traveling, and I don't want anything heavy.
Don't.
It's been like 2 years ago, I had wanted to get something like that. Just that I thought about it, I was like, okay, something I'm going to use for just fun, personal thing, and it's about 4,000 something. And something for business is also around that same thing. Then let me just forget about my personal stuff for now, take care of business, then later come back to. So I will surely get one later, so I can put it in my pocket, my chest pocket or something when traveling, that kind of thing.
I've told you. I said don't try. If you try, the next thing will be here is that you are selling your Nikon gear.
Oh no, this is Nikon. I'll be moving to Nikon mirrorless or Sony mirrorless. But
When
this one is just
Well, the same way Mancha was saying, so many of my guys have said the same thing. Oh, it's something small to keep, something small to something. Before you
then they
hear,
fell in love with it.
I'm selling that. I've told you. I remember. I remember the early times. More people have been. Fuji. I think Abba was using Sony a lot at the time, and yeah. So, but now he's using all Fujis, and Magic was also using Canon. I think he still uses, but he loves Fuji too. And that's why I
Resh,
just told you don't try.
your people said today you've blown their mind. Like today
Yeah.
you've taken them off like what they are used to. Today it's technicalities like doctors talking. Tell you we understand. Once in a while we need to dive. Before Nanaresh came on, I warned you guys that this is the guy who shoots insects. This is a lecturer. So you should understand, when you're having a conversation with a lecturer, he will explain everything to you, to your understand. I told you guys, we are in a WhatsApp group with Nanaresh, and somebody asks a question, and you see Nanaresh is typing. Put down your phone. Go and buy more data. Go and get yourself some food and come. Because Nanaresh should type a whole encyclopedia, and you will read and understand it. Sometimes you read it for days. So yes, that's the man we have here, Nanaresh. He's been very, very insightful. There are people here who need the insights before they buy stuff. Some of the things he has said, I cannot say them. I don't know much into them. I'll give you my perspective, from what my understanding. You see, Nanaresh, you come to me and ask me, what camera should I buy? I'll ask you your budget and then what you want to do. Nanaresh will explain to you how the cameras are manufactured. Who made the first camera? The history of all the cameras. Charlie, by the time you finish, you will feel like, okay, now I don't want to buy a camera anymore. I want to manufacture a camera. That's not a rush for you. You see, so that's the difference. So some people need to understand these things before they can buy. They don't need like, what camera should I buy? Okay, buy a 60. You know, they don't need that. They need to know the sensor. Me, I don't care about sensor. I don't care about all these. I know, okay, the 750 gets the job done for me. And the next level I want to get to is probably the Z6 or the 850. You get it? That's me. That's my movement, because I am evolving. I want to get to a certain level where anybody at all can request my services. If you want it to print it for the cathedral, you want me to print a picture that you can print and wrap the cathedral with it, I want to be able to produce such images. So I always want to, upgrade when I can, not necessarily upgrading because people are no. When I can, then I upgrade. So someone like me, I won't go deep, but if you need that kind of knowledge, Nana Resh is there. Always get in touch with. If you're in a WhatsApp group with him and you haven't interacted with him yet, please do so. Yeah, and he's on Instagram. You can check his pictures on Instagram. Then you understand the kind of person he is. He shoots insects. I mean, Nana, you and Telly, did you see the picture of the insect ear he was trying to show us? Have you guys come close to a lizard's ear before? I'm not sure you've done that. So I think, Nana Resh, we've taken much of your time today. Almost, I think, over 2 hours you've been here. Charlie. So I think it's safe to say we can end it. It's past 10 o'clock. It's almost 11. Wow. So we'll liberate you here. Then we'll make another session where we'll allow people to ask questions, or I'll get their questions. Then when you come, I'll ask them. Then you answer or if possible, we can even do a video. We can have a video recorded. Then I think that would be better. So they can always go back to it. That would be quite shorter, maybe 20 minutes. So they can download it and watch over or anything like that. Yeah. So Charlie, thanks for making time to be with us and explain, to us all. You explained every question into detail, in fact, even beyond our expectations. So, Nana Resh, thank you for being here with us. We go cross backstage, eh?
Sure. All right. See you, everyone. Yeah,
all right, Charlie. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, Charlie. So it's like you're in a house and your father has gone out or your parents have gone out. Now you can play. So now it's back to us. So let's do our thing now. You see, when you have Nana Resh around, he's a lecturer, so you should understand. I like his calmness and how he takes his time to talk for long. Yeah, Telly. He is a lecturer at the Radford University. So you should understand. He will want to explain everything. Nana says, very technical. Yes, it's true. But we are done with that. So now let's talk. Let's talk about ourselves. Perfect. I saw a Perfect here. Okay, Perfect says, hi. Perfect Queen, how are you doing? Where are you joining us from? Yeah. Where are you joining us from? Is the COVID-19 still affecting you? Yes, Nana. I think Nana, is it Nana Bima or Nana Bema? Bema is BEE, right? And this is Nana Bima or something. Nana Bima, wait. If you can join us, let me post the link. So any of you here, now I'm sure you are all YouTubers. Gilbert says he almost killed me. Gilbert, this is Nana Resh. Charlie, he's a lecturer. You should understand. So that's the link. If you want to join the live, just like Nana Resh did, please just tap on it. You don't need to create an account or anything. Just tap on it. Nana, is it Nana Bima or Nana Bema? I would like to. Yes, Nana, you can still join with your phone. Once it has a camera, you're good to go. So you can just tap the link and then join. You can use your phone. You don't need to install anything. Just open it. It will open with your browser, either Chrome, or if you're using iPhone, you can use Safari. So just tap on it and then let's have you here, yeah, for just some few minutes before we go. We've done 2 hours 46 minutes, Charlie. That's like something. Telly, are you still there? Please, Nana is gone, so come out and come and play. Gilbert, he almost killed me. Wow. So imagine having all that and then, okay, so Gilbert is here. Let's see Gilbert. Yeah, Gilbert, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening.
Yeah, good. You said what? Nana almost
Can you hear
killed
me?
you, eh?
Oh, actually,
And Resh almost killed
he
you.
almost killed me.
He's very, very technical.
It
So
got to a point that I was
that's
not getting everything clear. That's
yeah, you
why.
won't sometimes, some of these things are very technical. So you may have to do research on them later to be able to, or later when you get deep into them, you start buying camera and then they tell you something is spot, you need to replace it. Then you understand what he was saying.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So he's a lecturer at British University.
Radford University, East Legon.
Can you hear me?
Radford. Yeah, he's a lecturer at Radford University.
Radford. Okay.
One at East Legon, opposite Men's
cool.
Gold.
Yes. Yes. Oh, but it got to a time that I was not even getting it at all. So I was just quietly just listening.
Some of the things are too technical. Sometimes he needs to go deep to be able to explain something which is, very little.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's like answering a yes or no question. Yeah, that you can't just say yes or no. You need to explain before you come and give your yes or no.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure most people were sleeping. Yeah, I'm sure most people were sleeping in class. Because a lot of people were like, today, yeah, this is beyond us. This is not what we are not used to this. We are not used to this conversation. This is not my kind of conversation. Anyways. Cassie, if you are still there, let me know.
Yes.
I hope you haven't run away, Cassie.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we can end tonight's session here. So we continue tomorrow. Now, I'm tired already. Telly says, me, I was eating and talking in class. I knew it. You were eating and talking. Meaning, it's good. At least you didn't sleep.
I'm sure by now, 70%.
It's almost 10:50. Wow. All right. So, guys, yes, we'll be back here tomorrow. But tomorrow, I'll make sure it's not too technical.
Yes.
All right, Charlie. So
you can see I'm even sweating.
Yeah. We'll continue tomorrow, yeah?
All right.
All right, Charlie. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, so guys, this is where we end tonight's session. Yes, sorry about those who couldn't relate with the conversation. It was a very, very technical thing. Once in a while, we need to make people sweat in class, So thank you very much for being part of this. We will be back again tomorrow, 8 p.m. sharp. If anything comes up before then, I'll let you know. But then I think tomorrow I'll be posting a video. Yes, I'll post a video at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So you guys should do well and watch. It's a BTS, so but it's a short, I think 5 minutes or something. So just do well and watch. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope this has been informative for you. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'm going to turn off the mic and the light as usual. Everything is going off. And everything is going off. And the mic will go off soon. Let me just put on this screen. Yes, good.